Hello everyone, I am Keya Mondal. Hello everyone, I am Keya Mondal. Today I am your assigned leader. So I today I go for group discussion on a very important topic. Should India about a one child policy? As we all know that India is facing several challenges like population growth and resource scarcity and environmental degradation. Some people think that adopting a one-child policy could help address these issues. Let's discuss the pros and the cons of this policy and see if it's a good idea for India. So my first question is Digonto, what is one child policy?
Yes, thank you, Ma'am. So the One Child Policy is a population control act introduced by China in 1979, and it allowed the most of family to have one child to reduce the rapid population growth, and basically the policy aimed to control over population.
What's your opinion about this question, Devna sir?
Yes, yes.
So
I think
just what okay, sir.
yes, yes. I think one child policy is government imposed restricted that limits a couple with a single child. Mm. First time China implemented this policy over the population and over the economic status and environmental pressures for our daily lives. So one child policy first implemented by China.
What's your opinion about this question? So what's your opinion about this question? Spandan, can you listen me?
Yes, I am listen to you. So in this point, my opinion is first of all, I said that India, the world's second most population country, and is facing the unprecedented challenge due to the rapidly growing the population. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, India is the protected that suspect China as the world most population country by 2027, and the strength of the resources and the restrictions and the environment are become and the evident lit. And in this the context, the some the have the suggest that India should the consider the adopting the one child policy and similarly to as China in the 1980s. And Kia ma'am, your question is what is the one child policy? So in that point, my opinion is a one child policy is a government impose the restriction that limits females the having a one only child and that implement to control population growth. That policy often they included the potential or non-capitalist and such as the females loss of benefits and the policy's goal to slow population growth. It is the main focus that the policy goals is a slow population growth and the alleviate the resources the repressor and the promote economic development. However, it can help the significant social and the demographic the implements and in the potential impacts the human structure and the population and individual the freedoms. Thank you.
Thank you, Spandan. So, Skoniska, what's your opinion about this question?
Okay, Chairman. So in this point, my opinion is One-child policy is a government rule that limits families to have only one child. The policy aims to one-child policies. Government regulation limits families to one child element to control population growth and promote economic development.
Okay, thank you, Koniska. Pooja, can you listen me?
Yes, I'm listening you. So your question is what is the one-child policy? Digonto and Devnasar already said that China is developing this policy, and according to myself, when we are seeing our population, so it was more than 1.4 130 crores in India. So I think in this population control is most important. So one child policy is basically important for control population, because in largest population we face any kind of problems like economical problems, like environmental problems and other than. So in that case government is developing this one child policy. In this policy one married couple should take one child. So it was the one child policy according to myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. Som, what's your opinion?
Hmm. According to myself, first of all, one child policy is a government rule that allow every family to have only one child in their family. It is very useful for everyone, and it also introduced to control the population growth for in environment. And obviously we can fix the example like China. In China, the one child policy will be approved in 1980, and at there to control their job, their overpopulation, and more other things. So for every country and every city, obviously one child policy should be applied for balance in environment and more all other things.
Thank you, Som. So, according to myself, the one-child policy was a population control measure implemented in China at in 1979 to curb rapid population growth and perceives as a threat to economic development and environmental policy. So my another question is, Devnath sir, what is the what is the benefits of what is the potential benefits of a one child policy, and what is the drawbacks of one child policy?
Uh, if you see, there are some advantages and disadvantages both in one child policy. If you see some advantages like growth your in the populations when you live in a third world countries like India and some other worlds, there are populations so fast. So in that case, so one child policy is very good for everyone, and other disadvantages like that. Some points are there. There are poverty also there, and there are unemployment issues there. If you implement one child policy, it's better for everyone, those who are live in our country. So thank you.
So, Koniska, what's your opinion
Okay,
about this
Chairman,
question?
Cameron, please repeat your question once again.
What is the potential benefits or drawbacks of one child policy?
Okay, so according myself, reduced population growth rate, increased focus on a single child's education and well-being, potential economic benefits due to reduced population expenses, potential imbalance increase to single child care for against parents, possible human life connection and these points highlight the complex nature of implement a one-child policy in India with both potential benefit and drawbacks to consider. Thank you.
Okay, Devon, what's your opinion about this question?
Okay, thank you, Ma'am. So, like that, like we know, every coin has both side, head and tail. So, like that, every policy has both side, advantage and disadvantage. So, if we talk about like advantage of this policy, like this policy can help to control our populations, and if our populations are controlled by this policy, then it can improve our quality of life, then reduce our environmental effect, like it can directly impact on a less number of impact of our environment, air pollution, soil pollutions. So if the government introduce this policy and they I mean, the people of the country, they get a better, jobs opportunities, job opportunities, and the government can implementing their plan very easily. But some drawbacks are there of this plan, like this plan can, violate an individual right, like that. As a citizens, you have a right to, to choose like how many child you want. So this policy can I mean against on this theory. And if like gender imbalance risks are there, like if I just talk about our Indian perspective, like if Indian government will implement this policy, so like Indian families, they try to conceive a male child, and they can foresee the female side day by day increase. So like the gender imbalance creating, if that kind of policy are introducing. So these are the advantage and disadvantage. That's it.
So, Spondon, what's your opinion about this question?
So, according to myself, that one child policy has a potential to mighty and the population growth and relative pressure on resources and the reduct environmental the degradation, and it could lead to improve access to education and to healthcare and the economic opportunities. And I said that ultimately the enhancing the quality of life and Indian government if additionally to improve the upon women's the reproductive rights lead to the increased stress and anxiety, and it is ultimately affecting the economics growth and social security system and a balanced approach, and it's the crucial address to population growth while ensuring sustainable development.
Okay, thank you, Spondon. Borna, can you listen me? Borna, hello, Borna, can you listen me? So, Pooja, what's your opinion about this question?
So, in this point, my opinion is obviously every policy have this advantage and disadvantage. So in this point, this policy's advantage is obviously this policy is control our population also, and economical economical it help for economical, because when our parents take one child, it was control our population. So when population is controlled, then our environment also controlled, and these children take much of governmental policy, governmental job also, and economical survive is most helpful for this type of childrens also. So it is more benefit for one child policy. Okay, so other side, different side is also challenging, because if India take this type of policy, it was more affected, because every religions have every mindset. So Muslim religions have different type of mindset. So it was difficult for India, and Indian culture is two to three children. So in India, it's more difficult for one child policy. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Pooja. Shohom, can you have any question?
Yes, I have a
Do you have?
question to Kanishka. So Kanishka, my question is, how would the one child policy affect on Indian family? Kanishka, am I
Okay,
audible?
so yes, yes, I'm audible. So, in this point, my opinion, potential change in family dynamics and relationship impact on social support systems for the elderly, or it's so impact to social support system for family or any other relationship. That's it.
So thank you, Konishka. So Somnath sir, what's your opinion about Som's question?
I think in mm, those families are single childs. If they affected or any disease, if the son or child became death, they become childless. So how they care their parents? It's a very good effect if single child is died. Another point is there is no relation like that. Some one child don't communicate to each other. Some others people they look after them and others people. So thank you.
Thank you. So do you have any Diganto? Can you listen me?
Yes, yes. So I have a question to Shohanda. So Shonda, like, do you think like India need to implement one child policy? If your question is yes, then why?
Mm, Digonto, please give me some time, so I will give you the answer. Okay.
Okay. So, Borna, am I audible? Hello, Borna, am I audible? Okay, so Devna sir, please tell me your opinion.
I think India is a largest population, second largest population in the world. And if government should introduce this policy, it will be benefited for everyone. Because large population in some countries, like all the people there, poverty can reduce through this implementation, and also health rate will be maybe lower than like and and environmental should pressure maybe reduce some pressure. So thank you.
So thank you, Diganto. So what's your opinion to Diganto's question? Pooja? Pooja, can you listen me? Hello, Pooja. So, Konishka. Hello, Konishka.
Yes,
So, my
Cameron.
next question. What's your opinion to the Gatu's question?
Cameron, give me some time to answer this Vansila's question.
Okay. So, my another question is, Pooja, why doesn't India about a one child policy? Why doesn't India adopt a one child policy?
Okay.
Why doesn't India adopt a one child policy?
Okay, so in this point, my opinion is India is largest city, and India's population is 140 crore. So it was more population, and India is second number of in the world to population. So in this point, control population is most important, because we all know that in present time job crisis, food crisis, it's also higher priority. So in this point, if India not control the population, it was more difficult to survive people to India, because if food are limited, okay, jobs are limited, but population is also highest. So if India not control the population, survive is more difficult. Okay, foodless, homeless people, food crisis, and also government job crisis, also educational crisis, pollution crisis. It's We are all know that population are granted, it was more difficult to survive. So India also take one child policy in present time. Thank you.
Mm. Can you listen me? Soham, can you listen me?
Yes, yes, Cameron.
Yes. So, what's your opinion about this question?
Okay, so according to myself, with 1 billion people, India is the most populated country in the world. So one child policy will be should be very adaptable in for India. Um, if India adopt this policy, it will help for to control the overpopulation at there, and it also help the future resource for India. And like less population can affect on food, water, and the energy, and to house, um, and it also better for their education and health care, and also their different types of jobs. And obviously, one child policy can be a good effect on environment, like more people is equal to more pollution, and less people is equal to low pollution. And obviously it will be reduce the pollution into the environment, and more all other things.
Mondal, do you have do you have some points for this?
Can ma'am, you listen me?
Yes.
So in this point, according to myself, that one child population are the constant and important by some, as the aim to control the rapid population growth, and which can lead to strain on the resources such as water, food, and healthcare by the limiting family size. And these the can help the limiting family size and the improve access to education and healthcare, and the promote the sustainable development, and and I think that one child policies can help the might environment the pressure such as the pollution and the climate change by the reducing and the damage of the resources and the infrastructure. And I think that however the effectiveness and reach the such the politics and highly the divided with the concerns about the individual the freedoms the demographic the imbalanced and the human rights. And I have a question to Digontoda, that how might a one child policy influence India's education and healthcare system?
So obviously, India should must need adopt the one child policy. It can help to improve the education system and healthcare system. Like if I just give some figure, India now cross 1.4 billion people, and this rapid population growth can put pressure on uh, education and healthcare system. So if the it is not necessary to take this to take one child policy to in I mean to each and every families are in India, but obviously those families are belongs I mean very poor or underdeveloped. So in that family, they obviously, if they can take this kind of initiative to one child policy, so they can to take care of their child very well, and they can provide their they can provide well educations, they can provide well healthcare systems. If you just I just give example one person, their earning income is I think per month I think to 20,000. But if they can maintain more than 10 family the members of their family, so it is more difficult to survive in the present time. But if their family members is minimized, so obviously in their minimum earning sources, they can lead their life much better. So obviously, like this policy, if those family they are belongs from under poverty, if they can adopt this kind of policy, so obviously they provide more and more better infrastructure, more better educations, and more better healthcare to their child. Thank you.
Thank you, Digontoda. So what is your opinion, Konishka?
Okay,
Konishka,
sorry.
can
Konishka, are you there?
So yes, yes, I'm audible. So in this form, my opinion, Indian India doesn't have a one-child policy, but it has implemented various healthcare opportunity to support mental and child health. This opportunity focus on improving access to quality healthcare and preventing disease and promoting through cross action. The Gandhada also said that if any poor family doesn't getting some opportunity or doesn't going to help doctor. So that's healthcare opportunity is so supporting to any poor family, addressing mental health issue in children and providing necessary support and intervention. Thank you.
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Konishka. So what is your opinion, Kia ma'am?
Yes, about this question, my opinion is in India's population growth rate has been declining, and the government's focus on managing population growth and quality education leading to more educated and skilled population. So, Devnath sir, what's your opinion about Spondan's question?
Yes. I would like to add some points. If you see government school or government hospitals, both are. If you see government school, like when we are a student, there are one section, A section or B section. If you see, there are lots of sections like class fives. There are one A, B, and C, D. So there are lots of students in government school. If government implement one child policy, this will be very better for give them better education. Or if you see like government hospitals, there are lots of patients there. If you implement one single policy childs, and their quality service will give them of the patient. So thank you everyone.
Okay, sir. Do you have any questions, sir? Devnath, sir?
Yes, 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 yes. I have a question to Pooja. Pooja, yes. Uh, what are the government role? What are the Indian government role about one child policy?
So in this point, my opinion is yes, government is take one child policy also, because in this current situation, government, every government job and every government resources also, and every government health policy is limited. So in this point, if government not control the population, so it is more difficult to handle government, because in largest population, people are not getting the valuable job also. We we also we also know that every educated people not getting a single job. They are are they selected for others job. We also you also see at social media in MBA chai wala, MBA coffee wala. So in this point, we are all know that higher education people are not getting job, because in this current situation. So if Indian government is not taking this type of rules, so it is much difficult to survive government, because food are limited, health policies are limited, also is limited, also government policy is limited. So government also take this type of policy. One child policy is most important for India, and Indian government take a crucial role for this policy. Thank you.
Digonto, would you like to add some points about this question?
So maybe I comprehend your question. Like you said, what is the role about the government play about implementing one child play? That is the question,
Yes, yes,
Devna sir.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. So my opinion is like obviously if our Indian government will decide like they can they will implementing a one child policy. So at first our Indian government can can do like they can passed a rules or ordinance in a parliament, and after that they can make a rules. Okay, so and the rules become a act. So when it will be comes in our act form, so the Indian citizens, they will obey obey to maintenance their rules. And like this is the one kind of things. Like the another things, like government can create the public awareness or promote women's educations and empowerment. If the government or promote women's education, so like our women's, those who are conceived a baby, so if they can aware like what is the present situation or condition of our country, and what kind of problems our country will face if they can conceive a baby. conceive more than one child or two child. So they can, if they can aware before that, so obviously like it will automatically stops. And like a government can set up a family planning center in a rural or urban areas. And it is not like the first time or like our Indian government had taken such kind of initiative during the emergency time. And that time like our government particularly target on Muslim families. But now we see like our central governments are not uh, implementing that, but our state governments, some state governments, they can implementing that kind of rules. Like if I give an example, like Assam's, Gujarat, and Maharashtra and Odisha, these governments, they are provide incentives to the families. They conceive one or two child. So in that case, like obviously government play a crucial role if they can try to implementing this rule in India.
Koniska, would you like to add some points?
Yes, Karnataka. So, your question is, mm, according to myself, the Indian government priority individual freedom and the right path, focusing on education, healthcare, and family and some family planning. Then strict on one child policy that is important to providing access to family planning service and most important to population control, improving healthcare service for mothers and children. That program is very important to our country, and some states have implement their own population control measure, such as institute for smaller families. So I have a question to you, Devnath sir. How, Devnath sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I have a question to you. How would a one-child policy impact India's economy?
Yes, first of all, I would like to add some points on my question, then I would like to answer your questions. The government has implemented planning programs, including education and awareness campaigns and reproduction health service. On the other hand, a national policy for children 2013, the policy focus on survival of the health, nutrition, and education and protection of the child. This will be very benefited for single or one child policy. Or Koniska, I would like to add Koniska's points. If India, please repeat your question once again.
Okay, Devnath sir. So my question is, how would a one-child policy impact India's economy?
Yes. Uh, it's a good effects or some bad effects there. If one child jobs in a particular area, it's a benefits. If when there are lots of people there, if how to control there, that's the other process. How can they handle that?
About Koniska's question. Soham, can you listen me, Soham? So, Soham, can you listen me?
Yes, Kevin.
Do you add some points about Koniska's question?
Yes, according to myself, Indian the how Kanishka, can you repeat your question?
Okay, Sonda. So my question is, how would a one-child policy impact India's economy?
Okay, so according to myself, the one child policy is a rule where families are allowed to have their just only one child, and it also control the population growth, and it would be have the both positive and negative effects and on Indians economy, like with few peoples there will less pressure on job, food, water, and more other things. That's mean the government can spend more money on improving the other side on like education, healthcare, and transport, etc. And families with one child can also spend um, the their children's future, and also to improve a strong economy in long term. So this type of effects can um, this one child policy can affect this type of things in Indian economy.
Okay, thank you so much. Diganto, what's your opinion about Konishka's question?
Yes, so obviously, like a one-child policy, this policy can directly impact on Indian economy. I just explain like how, if the if our Indian government can we take to implementing this kind of policy, so it can obviously reduce our population, and if our population are reduced, then our government can provide like educations or a healthcare system, or I mean, and infrastructure. If our child they are enable to get like well infrastructure of educations, so obviously like they can enable to go abroad, or and they can get more opportunity in their job opportunity. So if I give another example, like we all are know country's name, which name is Luxembourg. Okay, the Luxembourg is situated in Europe, but the population is less, but the more than a population, the more than people, like they belong from they are more developed, and the per capita income GDP are more than any other countries. So in that case, like if populations are stable, so our government can implementing our government can take such kind of initiatives like infrastructure or education systems. And if the government can take it, like then our and government also offer a good opportunity of in the job. So obviously, and if like if those persons they can get a job, so obviously so they earn money, and it directly contributed to our Indian economy. So I have a question to Spondon, and later Pooja and Devnas sir will be give answer respectively. So my question is, Spondon, so what is the role of one child policy in uh, population control? Are you getting my question, Spondon? I can, Spondon, am I
So this
audible?
is a very good question. So I think yes. I would like so according to myself that this is a very good question. Yes. Are you listen me, Diwan
Yes,
Dada?
yes, 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 yes.
So, so according to myself that it is a good because it is a good because when the one child policy in India could have a implication for the relationships with other countries and the potentially the smaller workspace and the again the population, and India might need to repel the more heavily and the foreign lever the technologies and the sustainable economics, and leading to increase the international of the migration, and this is could the strength economics ties to the countries that can the provide the necessary skill and the experiments, and additionally Indians and the demographic the shift might the influence and global trade and it the investment the patterns.
Okay, so Devnas sir, Tell me your opinion.
Yes, single child policy through government, and it's a very good initiative for government. If they implemented this policy, it will reduce our populations, and also there are some benefit our environment also. Through some policy child population can reduce through this policy also.
Okay, so Pooja, tell me your opinion.
So in this point, my opinion is yes, Indian government have a crucial role for control in population because and active one child policy, because one child policy is controlled our economical and our environmental and educational and health also. So in this point, if Indian government not take this type of policy, so it was more difficult. And one child policy is development our country, because if a family have only one child, in this time, this child get a better quality of education with better quality of resources and also better quality of lifestyle. If this family have two three child, so this family was facing some financial problem, for some of difficulties. So one child policy is more important. And every governmental job, getting a governmental job, and also in our society, survive is most important. So one child policy is most important also India. Thank you.
Okay, so Shohan, am I audible? Are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
so tell me your opinion.
Mm, Obviously, I'm agree with the others. Obviously, government should control the should apply the one child policy, because when government should apply this policy, it will be very helpful for the everyone, like it will be very helpful for the environment and every family also. Because of that, the government can reduce the more healthcare benefits, and more economical things from the uh, overrated peoples. And from there, the government can apply it into the other side, like the education, the house whole process, and more other things. So that will be something like that.
So thank you, Soham. Thank you, Digambar. So after long discussion, we reached our conclusion. So tell me, Devnath sir, about your conclusion about this question.
Yes, yes. After long discussion, I would like to add in conclusion. I would like to say in conclusion, uh, in the one child policy is a complex or controversial topic. Uh, it's both arguments against arguments, and for the arguments is here. It's a help to control all the population rates. It's very good, but on the other hand, it's concern about the individual freedoms and demographic imbalance. So those families are strong, so they can adopt two or three child. It will be better. They give quality education them. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, Devnath sir. Spondan, what's your opinion in conclusion?
So after a long discussion, we reached our conclusion. So in conclusion, I said that the implementing a one-child policy in India would have a far-reaching the implection, and the other country the demographic, economics, education, and healthcare, and the social security system. While it could help to control the population growth and the relative pressure and resources, and is also to activeness and the individual the freedom and women reproductive rights and potential strength on the prisons and the social security system. As Indian negatives the and Indian natives its development the trajectory, and it's a crucial to considerable to balanced and approached to the trajectory, and it is a crucial to consider a balanced approach and the well-being of all the citizen, and rather than the strict one-child policy, Indian improving to access to family the planning services, education, and economics opportunities, and it's help to increases our the natives and economics and the demographic future, and in conclusion highlighted the complexities of the issues and the encourage to navigate the discussion and potential solution.
Thank you, Chandan. Digonto, what's your opinion in conclusion?
Okay. So after discuss of all the key points, like we understand, like adopting a one-child policy in India is a very sensitive and complex issue. While population control is important for economic growth and resource management, a strict policy may not suit a democratic country like India. It could create social and ethical challenges. Instead, the government should promote awareness and education and voluntary family planning. A balanced approach can help achieve population stability and while respecting individuals' right and cultural diversity. Thank you.
Thank you, Digonto. Koniska, what's your opinion in conclusion?
Okay, so after a long discussion, we reach a conclusion. So, my conclusion is no, India should not adopt a one-child policy while managing population growth is important. A one-child policy is considered ineffective and potential harmful to women and communication. It is also unnecessary in India's rate is already declining mm, and focused on improving education, healthcare, and economic opportunity for women are more effective. And I think India doesn't need a one-child policy because looking at the date of date the birth rate in India has failed over the years and is now reached the exactly equal to keeping the number of people constant. So the country at a time when develop contributes are facing a crisis of older population. Thank you.
Thank you, Koniska. Pooja, you reached your conclusion very shortly.
Okay, so in this point, after a long discussion, we reached a conclusion. So in this point, my opinion is one child policy is most important for India because in our current situation, the population of India is also high. So the beneficiary of some type of jobs, sometimes of medical and educational purpose in one child policy is most important for control the population. If our India not control the population, it was more difficult because in future time we facing lots of pollutions, educational disappointed, and also like that. So in India, one child policy is most important. Thank you.
Thank you, Pooja. So, what's your opinion
After a
in
long discussion,
conclusion?
we reached into a conclusion. So, in this conclusion, India is a very domestic country, and in this country, the this policy is very sensitive and complex thing. And obviously in this policy it also helped to control the population and reduce the pressure of these resources of that. And it also has many other risks. But at that time, in India, this population one child policy does not work very well. But can government should focus on their education and more other access to help the family also. So obviously this is a very better and more respectfully way to manage the population growth in the India.
Okay. My conclusion about this point is India's our child policy is complex. Will it could help with population control and resource management. It also raises concerns about individual freedom, and it also balanced approach focusing on family planning and education and also empowerment. And if we can reach consensus on another, whether India should about one child policy. Thank you all of us for your thoughtful contribution to this discussion. Or thank you, sir.